Welcome to episode 2 of Private Thoughts of a Public School Teacher. If you don't know who I am, I'm Teresa Newman, a former public school band director. Yes, a band director. I am now a professional yapper of all things public school and public school advocacy and public school politics. Yes, we talk politics on this podcast. If you don't like teachers talking about politics or voicing their opinion, this is not the right place for you. Today, I'm breaking the format a little bit from episode 1. Instead of reading viewer submissions today, I'm going to be talking about the billionaire 1%ers that are adamant on tearing apart our public school system from the top down. And instead of reading viewer submissions today, I will be reading off a very abbreviated list of some of Trump's cabinet members who are somewhat connected to private and charter schools and may or may not have motivations financially to see the downfall of our public school system. First, let's talk about Elon Musk. I know that this is a sensitive subject for some people, but we have to get into the fact that he and Vivek Ramaswamy have both said very publicly that they think Americans are lazy and stupid and not educated enough to do the jobs that they need done. We can talk about H-1B visas all day long. I'm not necessarily going to get into that, but what I am going to get into is the fact that these people that have more money than God are complaining about the public school system in this country and the workers that it produces, but they're never willing to invest money into the system. What we have is a bunch of billionaires at the very top saying the school system here is awful. You normal people, you don't really need education, right? Because it's not doing you any good right now. If it's not doing you any good right now, then why even put your kids through school? Why even make sure they graduate high school? Why even make sure that they can read? It doesn't even matter. We're getting to the point in this country that college education is being reserved for the most wealthy and elite members of society. And they are making sure that by the time Trump is out of office, if he accomplishes what they want to accomplish within our public school system, in 4 years, they will privatize the entire system and make money off of our children. And they will successfully convince us that we don't need to be educated. But you know what? All of those people, every single person in Trump's cabinet, every single person that sits on Capitol Hill in a Senate seat right now, not only graduated a private high school and can read, but went to a private university and probably has multiple degrees from that university and is sending their children to that university, right? So let's not kid ourselves when we say that education does matter when it comes to who's actually in charge in this country. And their priorities still lie in making sure that they are educated and their children are educated. So when we hear them say, you know what? Education isn't really that important. Don't listen to the educated liberal elites. Okay, they're brainwashing you. They're indoctrinating our children from inside our public school classrooms. It's all a rigged game. You don't need an education. What do you think their motivation is for saying that to you? It's not altruistic, that's for damn sure. So I'm going to go get right into it. This is not every single person that's on Trump's cabinet, because I have a baby to take care of and it took quite a while. But I guarantee if you spent the time to investigate each person on that cabinet, they will have some ties financially, one way or another, with a private charter school system, religious private school, private universities, religious private universities. What I'm about to read to you is a list of schools or school systems that each person is either invested in, has heavily donated to, sits on a board for that school, or just outright owns and operates. Elon Musk, our favorite billionaire. Elon Musk, he has a private school that started in California and is now migrating to Texas, Ad Astra Astronova, which is basically a STEM-focused private school. It's really just a center for indoctrination for his ideas. Warren Stevens, connections with the Episcopal Collegiate School of Little Rock. Donations in the tens of millions. Linda McMahon, the Department of Education Presumptive Secretary. Archdiocese of Hartford Catholic Schools, Sacred Heart University, and Achievement First Charter School Network. And this one I think is particularly interesting that we need to be keeping an eye on, because I do believe that she is financially invested in that charter school system and has motivations to see it succeed, right? There's a reason why they don't want these public schools to succeed, why they don't want them to succeed. All right, Howard Lutnick, Haverford College, which is a Quaker university. Leandro Rizzuto Jr., the Petty School and Endowment, and his family actually created that endowment fund. Charles Kushner, Toro College, Stern College for Women, Rabbinical College of America, and most infamously, donations in the millions to Harvard University so that his little baby boy can attend. Here's the deal. We are never going to convince these people that public school is a public good that is necessary for the survival of this nation. They're not going to ever be convinced that every child in this country not only deserves an education, but has a right to an education. Why? Because it's not enumerated in the Constitution. Not that they really respect the Constitution anyway, but if it is not written down as such, they will try to strip it away as fast as they possibly can, because we don't really have that much power, right? But at the local level, we do. We do have the power at our school board meetings. You have to show up to these meetings and push back against any agenda that might align with these people. Bibles in classrooms, if you think your school district is talking about, lowering teacher pay, anything that's going to basically make it worse than it actually is. They're going to be very hands-on with influencing state legislators to pass laws that are going to keep funding away from public schools. They're going to influence state legislators to pressure superintendents at local school districts to implement certain curriculum and certain policies that align with the MAGA agenda. That's really the only place that we can fight right now, other than sending letters to your state board of education or your governor if you feel like they will hear you. I know here in Texas, they don't give a damn, but in Houston, I know I can show up to my school board meeting. So now, if you are a school teacher that would like to sound off anonymously, please email me at newmanmusicacademy@gmail.com. You can also message me on TikTok for the time being until it is banned. We have had it easy on TikTok. They have made it so easy for us to find community and build community. And now, if the TikTok ban goes in place, we are not going to have that ease of community anymore. So you have to be active and proactive to push this content out. So what I need you to do is hit the subscribe button, hit the notifications to make sure you're getting all the new episodes, and share this episode with a friend. It can be a teacher friend. It can be somebody that just cares about the survival of our public school system. Share this so that it gets the word out, and we can give a voice to public school teachers that otherwise feel disenfranchised. Because you know what? Something about the most wealthy 1% in this country manipulating the public school system, while we as teachers are told that if we speak up about it, we'll lose our job or we will be unprofessional, just really doesn't sit right with me. So we're not just going to let them do everything they want to without us at least being able to speak up about it. And I'm going to make sure that you can do that without losing your job. Get in touch with me. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for subscribing. I really hope that we can reach as many people as possible in the future with this. And as always, push back, teach what your kids need to know in the classroom, what you know they need to know in the classroom, not what they want you to teach them.